Hey YouTube, it's Magician34. This is my first ever deck review. This is for the structure deck, Machina Mayhem. It's actually a pretty cool deck, that's why I decided to start doing this for this deck. Overall, the foils and the Machina theme is kind of the... So I don't really want to talk about the deck itself, but what's in it, what's cool is you can cannibalize it for lots of cool cards if you didn't already have them. Plus a couple of new ones. Speaking of one of the new ones, the ultra rare foil of the deck, Machina Fortress. He's actually pretty cool because he can be special summoned from your hand or your grave just by pitching, let's see, machine monster or monsters whose total levels are 8 or more. And that's pretty cool. I mean, the guy just keeps hopping into play, hopping into play, hopping into play. He plays well with gadgets and stuff like that, so I mean, he's pretty cool in that respect. But the other cool thing is if he dies in battle, then he automatically destroys a card, and if ever a monster's effect targets him, well actually that's an opponent's monster effect targets him, you can just look at your opponent's hand and pitch a card from it, basically a confiscation effect, which is pretty darn cool. Makes him a very good card. He may not be for every deck, but he's worthy of consideration in some decks. So anytime a structure deck ultra rare is actually halfway decent, it's worth a second look. One of our noteworthy reprints is Kinetic Soldier. Every now and then he turns out to be a really cool side deck choice. That's 2,000 attack and defense point bonus for whenever he gets attacked. So you can set him against warrior decks, they attack you unwittingly, and hey, it's a 3,800 point defender, that's a lot of damage. Then on your turn you switch him to attack mode and whack him again, and he attacks for 3,350 against warriors. So that's a lot of damage. You can make for quick kills against him. So just a good card to have a playset of. So if you don't already, it's a good way to get it. Blast Sphere, he hasn't had a good, easy-to-get printing really in the States until now, so this is a great printing for that. It's not a bad card. Another good burn card. Burn's sort of a sub-theme that runs through the Machina deck, actually. Cyber Dragon, first common printing. Pick it up if you don't already have it. It's going to 2 on the new ban list. These 3 I mentioned, they've had a number of printings, the gadgets, but if you didn't pick them up from the Yugi pack or the last Machine deck they made, good time to pick them up. These guys are awesome. They're really going to like the new format, I think, with Smashing Ground going to 3. So, good time to pick them up if you don't already have your playsets. And playset is 3 of each, because sometimes you can build with 3 of each. 2 of each is sort of conventional, but always give the 3 of each a try in your playtesting. It's worth a look. One of the much-awaited reprints in a common form, Cyber Valley. This guy's always been so sought after, and everybody always seems to want him as a super rare. For one thing, he's dupable. I mean, he's a very good card. He's been great since he was first printed. Now he's finally a common, so he'll be easy to get. Another good reason to buy the deck. Big Saturn, this guy's hyped. I don't really know if he's that good, actually. He can be special summoned from the grave, but you can't special him from the hand, which is kind of a suck thing. And, well, specialing him out of the deck wouldn't be that easy anyway. And the pitch a card to have him gain 1,000 is pretty rotten. The only thing that's really cool about him is when he's destroyed and sent to the grave by your opponent's effect, which he's at 2,800 attack, so it's probably going to be from an opponent's effect, he does do damage to both players equal to his attack. So, I mean, yeah, it's good, and you can pump him for the 1,000 and then have him get killed by an opponent's card effect, but it's hard to have those two things coincide, because most opponents probably won't want to get hit for 38 unless it's going to be mutual death, and even then they probably won't want to. So basically you might want to try finding a trick way to special summon this guy for the 2,800 damage, but the fact that he hits you is going to make it challenging. So he's not such a big thrill, but because he's only available through here, he's still kind of a cool card. This one has not gotten as many printings as it should have, and it's a very good side deck card actually. Was a lot better last format probably than it would be this format, but Prohibition. This is the first really easy common printing of this card. The only other printing that I can think of is the original rare. So now you can finally get playsets of this awesome card. If you don't know what it does, look it up. It's actually very, very powerful. Shrink, one more common printing for this card. It's a great card, good utility, always good to have a playset of. So if you don't already have it, now's the time. Time Machine, I included this because it's a cool card actually, and it's great with recruiters and it's great with Sangan. So it's got lots of applications. A lot of people overlook this card, but it's just one more of those cards that, you know, now that it's a common, it's a good time to pick up a playset, because why not? It's a common. And last but not least, Dimensional Prison, arguably one of the best, if not the best, cards printed in this deck. Single-handedly, almost, what reason to buy the deck 3 times just to get a playset of Dimensional Prison. Yes, it's that good. It's Sakuretsu armor, but removal, which, more now than ever, is more important. That removal is so good because it takes care of so many things. And this new format is probably going to end up being a slower, but still very combat-oriented format. So this card could prove to be very, very useful. So, that's it. And as for the rest of it, well, it's cool. And I do offer this challenge. I don't really think Machinas and Unions are going to be that useful, but if you want, and I offer this challenge to all of you, if I get, I'm going to set the limit at 20, that's 20. If I can get 20 people to comment on this video saying they want me to build my own theme deck around Machina monsters, I will in fact build and post a Machina theme deck that I've constructed. It's not just going to be this deck. I mean, it'll probably include a lot of the cards from this deck, obviously, but it will in fact be a Machina deck that I build to at least be able to take you to a good solid play, if not a win, at your local. So that's the challenge. If y'all post 20 different people, mind you, 20 different people post saying they want that, then yes, I will do that. So until next time, rate, comment, subscribe, and enjoy.